Ancient One of the Tribunal, what have I done to offend you? Why have you abandoned me? Remember the innocent ones I brought to you to die in flames. Remember the moans of the dead, the dying and the laughter of the dead. Oh, bring back my powers to me once again. Set them against the stranger who comes in many guises to this house. If he be true, send me a sign. If he be false, send me another envoy. No, not you.
The time has come to settle our accounts, Rexella, once and for all.
Our accounts have already been settled, Jean-Paul.
Not to my satisfaction.
All that remains is your payment for what is due.
You want my life?
I will take your life when you are in the midst of happiness.
Rexella, if that is the price I have to pay, I'm not going to wait. We're going to end it here, tonight.
You have lost the right to set terms by interfering with the intentions of my master.
Then my life is in your hands.
It always was.
Why didn't you end it long ago? Before the promise of happiness came to me again.
As long as you were my servant, you lived.
Then you are the master, not I.
There is only one master, and we all serve him, as long as we live.
As long as you live, you serve him. Is that what you mean?
There are secrets that you will never know until you join us in the life that follows.
Rexella, I will make any bargain with you.
You did not keep the bargain you made at Meljardin.
I did not realize the terms of that bargain.
Will you accept the terms I give you now?
What are they?
Give up Emily Blair.
And if I don't, she'll be taken from me.
Send Mr. Philip back to his people. And put yourself once again under my control.
Then will you let Court go?
Oh, Master Court is another matter. I cannot release him until I am certain of you.
You cannot serve both of us.
I will choose between you.
Rexella, I will not allow you to put Court on the same path of murder you put me on.
I am but a loyal servant. I do not have the blood of others on my hands.
There must be a way to stop you.
That way will never be known to a living person.
Do you hear the heartbeat yet?
There is no heartbeat now.
Yes, it is here with us, in this room.
That is not true.
Yes, listen.
The heartbeat has left you. So has the star and the mark of death. It has shifted to another.
It has come back to me.
The heartbeat will not sound for two people at the same time. And it never returns once it has left to join another.
You are mistaken, Rexella.
Oh, don't try to trick me. If the heart were beating, I would hear it.
Perhaps it has left you, too.
That's impossible. Where are you going? Stay here.
I am going because I am no longer under your control, Rexella. Not any longer.
Philip, someone help!
Cord, what is it?
The star, it's out again.
I know, I've seen it.
The heartbeats come back again, too.
Look, Cord, it's all right. I'm here.
I want Jean-Paul.
Well, just stay here. He'll come to you.
Rexella must have died. What's happening? The star comes and goes. The heartbeat starts and then stops and then starts again.
Cord, they're caught between two forces.
Axel did do it. She summoned the star again. She awakened the heartbeat. They obey her command.
Something is interfering with them, Cord.
She threatened me with it. She told me as soon as Jean-Paul was out of the way that I'd sit up nights and I'd watch for the star and I'd hear the heartbeat and that I'd see the mark of death. What has happened to Jean-Paul?
Cord, Jean-Paul's safe.
No one is safe. Now go back to your room before it's too late.
I'm not afraid.
Don't you understand? Don't you understand that if you don't leave now, I'll try to kill you?
Cord, it's not time for me to die.
Don't take that risk.
Cord, if I could have been killed, it would have happened long ago.
What protects you?
I just can't die until my star wills it.
Help me. Please help me.
I can't, Cord, not until I know what the secret is that brings this curse upon you. Now look, why don't you stay here? You'll be safe in your room, okay?
Are you sure?
Look, trust me, Cord. I have ways of making sure. Only if you trust me.
Why are you wandering around the house at this time of night?
I wanted to see Cord.
You're up to something, you two. I intend to find out what it is.
Leave him alone. It's his business.
Then I shall make it my business.
Laszlo, if you wish to be safe, don't be alone with Court tonight.
I'll take care of Court.
He's not responsible for his actions tonight.
I'll be the judge of that.
Okay, if you want to risk your life, go into the room.
What do you mean by that?
I've warned you. I can do no more.
Laszlo, you've already set me against Court. Now I suppose you're going to be busy setting him against me.
I'm merely trying to find out what's going on here.
Well, I suggest you don't cause any more trouble between us. Just leave him alone.
Why is everybody protecting poor little innocent Court tonight?
Don't argue with me. These are family matters and they're none of your concern.
Susan said you'd come.
Are you all right?
The heartbeat.
You've heard it too? Court, as long as we both hear there's somehow a fighting chance against this.
How do you know that?
Perhaps the star can only influence one person at a time.
Are you sure?
As long as the star must choose the one person that it will influence, we're safe because we can wait. And as long as we are waiting, we are both safe.
How long do we have to wait?
Until the secret is revealed.
Isn't there anyone that can help us? What about Orenda?
Orenda can only protect us from it, but it cannot reveal the enemy.
Someone must know. Someone who has a key. Susan. She said no harm would come to me.
Well, who would want to harm you?
Laszlo does. He said he was going to talk to you in the morning.
He already has talked to me.
And what did he say?
That you had invited him to join you in a plot to get rid of me. Is that true?
It was true once, but I refused to go through with it. You must believe me.
But why would he accuse you of that now?
He wants you and I to destroy one another so that everything is in his hands. He wants your estates.
Yes, but that's what he's accusing you of.
Well, don't listen to him. He has wanted your estates ever since you came here. He and Irene Hatter conspired to...
Irene Hatter? What's she got to do with this?
Only that she wants to be the next Mrs. Thaxton.
Court, those are pretty wild charges. Does your mother know?
Won't happen. Won't let it happen. I know I've been foolish and I'm ashamed of it. But whatever happens tonight, don't let any ill will come between us.
Good, that's all I wanted to know. The main thing now is that we'll deal with your stepfather when the time comes.
Oh, no, please. Come in, come in.
Thought everyone had gone to bed.
I owe you an apology for my rudeness upstairs. I've had a dreadful day, but then that's no excuse.
It's Court you owe your apologies to, not me.
I've done nothing to Court.
You've upset him.
Court is a spoiled, impulsive boy who needs discipline.
He needs understanding.
Don't you think his mother and I are more qualified to judge that than strangers?
We're all strangers to each other.
Yes, I know that's a very popular idea with you young people, but it doesn't do much good in handling Court.
You can't deal with Court by getting him upset or angry.
Why don't you let me handle it my way and keep out of it?
I'm not involved with Court's affairs because I want to be. Court asked me to be.
Nobody invited you here. Nobody's forcing you to stay. What do you want here?
I just want to belong somewhere.
Or do you want a share of the Desmond fortune?
I don't want money. It's for people like you.
I don't believe this act of yours, young lady. It may fool Jean-Paul, but it doesn't fool me, believe me.
Don't judge others by yourself, Mr. Thaxton.
Here you are, a penniless nobody in a situation to marry into a fortune.
I will never marry.
Emily Blair is set for life because she's marrying Jean-Paul. Pretty good for a little librarian, isn't it?
She loves him.
Oh, I'm sure you could learn to love someone if the stakes were high enough. Let's see. There's Philip, but then he hasn't got a penny. That leaves Court, who will one day be a very rich man.
You're a wicked man, Mr. Thaxton. But wickedness is always found out and punished.
I would like to speak to you for a moment, Mr. Thaxton, if I may.
I was just on my way to bed.
It's about Master Court.
What about him?
Beware of him tonight.
Oh, come now, Rexella.
You are in great danger. You must take every possible precaution.
Is that what your friend Irene Hatter told you to say?
What do you mean by that?
I've often wondered what connection Mrs. Hatter had with the affairs at Desmond Hall.
I don't know anything about that.
Why should I believe you? You haven't exactly earned my trust. Recently, there have been nothing but rumors about death and despair at Desmond Hall. I'm not going to listen to any more of them.
Those rumors were meant to catch us.
Us? They have nothing to do with me.
Master Court was going to kill Emily Blair. And then he was going to blame it on to Jean-Paul so that he would become master of Desmond Hall.
So that was his scheme. No wonder he no longer needed me. But Emily Blair did not die. Why did Mrs. Hatter tell my wife she did?
Oh, that was a plot by Jean-Paul and Mr. Philip to frighten Master Court so that he would become under their control.
So now he will do what they say?
That is why you were in danger.
Why, I have nothing to fear from them.
You're an outsider, married into the family. You've stumbled upon their secrets. They must be gotten out of the way.
What secrets?
Oh, think, Mr. Thaxton. What has happened here since Jean-Paul arrived? Oh, there's been mysterious disappearances, murders, unexplained departures, and mysterious arrivals of people who claim to be long-lost relatives, strangers without homes.
That girl, Susan.
Yes, that girl who appeared from nowhere. Yet she knows all about the Desmonds, past and present.
And Julian Desmond himself.
Man who claims he is Julian Desmond.
You think he's not Ada's father?
Oh, I knew Julian Desmond. That man is not him.
How did you know him?
I worked for his brother Benjamin many, many years ago.
Ada never mentioned that.
She hardly knew him. He was a recluse. I doubt whether she met him any more than once.
When did you see Julian Desmond last?
When I went with your wife's mother to identify the body in France.
And?
We both identified it to the police.
Why didn't Ada know you were there?
Well, her mother swore me to secrecy. There is a curse on the Desmond family.
What do you mean, a curse? That's superstitious nonsense.
Consider how they die. Accidents, fires, vanishing from the face of the earth.
But Ada would have known about that.
Her mother carried that terrible secret to the grave with her.
If this is true, then who is the man who calls himself Ada's father?
I do not know.
And who is the girl who calls herself Susan?
Is there a connection between them?
Well, I intend to find out if it's the last thing I ever do.
That very well might be the last thing you ever do, Laszlo Thaxton.
I waited until he left. We have a few things to say to each other, Rexel.
I have nothing to say to you.
Madame Lenoir?
What did you call me?
I'm remembering, bit by bit. Things are coming back to me. Names and faces buried deep in my mind for years.
Don't go too far back, or you may never be able to return.
Wherever I go, I will take you with me.
No, I accompany only my master,
Who is your master, Rexel?
the one you came to see.
Is that what I said? That I came to see your master?
Said you came to see the murderer.
You answered the door. Now I know my star was leading me to you.
Who are you? What do you want?
Only you can answer that.
Keep out of my way, do you hear? I want nothing to do with you. Stay out of my sight and out of my life.
I have some questions I must ask you.
Not tonight, Laszlo, please.
Yes, there are things I must know now.
Listen, I don't want to talk to you tonight.
Then perhaps I should wake Miss Emily Blair. Perhaps she will answer my questions. I'm sure she will tell me why it was necessary to spread a rumor saying that she was dead.
Who told you that?
Your loyal servant confessed to me that you and Philip pretended Emily was dead.
So why must you know these things? They have nothing to do with you.
My concern is my wife and the welfare of her son. I want to know why you and Philip trapped the boy.
It was not to trap him, Laszlo.
Then who were you trying to trap? Was it me?
Why should we want to trap you?
I don't know why you do anything. Why are you interfering in my life?
I didn't realize that I was.
Then why did you advise Ada not to give me power of attorney?
She came to ask my opinion.
She doesn't trust me with her money now.
Oh, that's hardly my concern.
Oh, yes, it is. You're trying to control the Desmond money, Ada's and Court's.
Laszlo, what is the matter with you? The Desmond fortune is enormous, more than enough for any one man to ever need or want.
And now that Julian Desmond has returned, I think the family fortune needs adjustment. After all, most of the money is probably still his, I should think.
Well, I'm sure you could be possibly right. However, I shall see that myself.
In that case, I would advise you to postpone your marriage plans until you do.
What has that got to do with it?
There are those that are against your marriage. They want to keep your fortune free in case of your death. And a helpless widow and young dependents might be victims of greed.
Are you threatening me?
I am merely trying to point out what you should consider before taking the final step into the future.
Go away.
The star is out again,
I know it is.
and soon the heartbeat will sound again, Master.
I am not your master.
It has been decided.
I refuse.
You cannot refuse your destiny.
No!
Tonight you will kill. Tonight you will bind yourself to me forever.
Please, Rexella, I can't.
Look!
Go away. Do anything you want. Just make me free of it.
Good. I will help you, Master.
You cannot marry until you can be sure that the Desmond curse is no longer with the family.
Rexell told you that as well.
Rexell told me a great many things. Things that up until now only you and she knew. What are you staring at me like that for? Don't come near me, do you hear? No. No. Help! Help!